Last year, I reviewed the original version of this film for its 50th anniversary. Now I'm going to review it again because it's been 20 years since the remake of this came out. Yes. What happens when an ex football star becomes part of a group of inmates that have to take on the guards? Well, easy. You've got this film right here. Here's my review of the 2005 remake of The Longest Yard. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2005 sports comedy flick, The Longest Yard, released by Paramount here in the US and Canada, along with Columbia, who released it internationally. Directed by Peter Siegel and written by Sheldon Turner. This is a remake of the 1974 film of the same name, starring Adam Sandler as a washed up former professional American football quarterback who goes to prison and is forced to assemble a team to play against the guards. This also has Chris Rock, James Cromwell, Nelly, William Fichtner, David Patrick Kelly, Tracy Morgan, Cloris Leachman, and Burt Reynolds, who actually played the main character Sandler's playing in the original. The film was released on this day, May 27th, 2005. Henceforth, today's the film's 20th anniversary. It did pretty well. Paul Crewe is a former National Football League quarterback who was accused of shaving points. Though it was never confirmed, he was placed on federal probation for 5 years. One night, dissatisfied with his life, he gets drunk during a party and goes joyriding through San Diego in his girlfriend Lena's Bentley, who Lena is played by an uncredited Courtney Cox. Calls it a high-speed police chase and car crash. His probation is revoked and sentenced to 3 years in prison. Instead of being imprisoned in California, he gets transferred to Texas, thanks to the influence and contacts of Warden Rudolph Hazen, an avid football fan. Wishing to boost his prison's reputation for future elections as state governor, he uses threats and confinement in a hotbox to coerce Crewe into helping the prison guards football team led by the sadistic Captain Nar. Crewe informs Hazen that what Hazen's team needs is a tune-up game to boost the guards' confidence, and is therefore coerced to form an inmate team to play against the guards. He does so with the help of a newfound friend, Caretaker. They start off with a poorly organized team before being noticed by another prisoner, former college football star Nate Scarborough, who decides to help coach the team by gathering several intimidating inmates as a boost to the team's strength. Initially, the team is weak, particularly because the black inmates, led by the athletic Deacon Moss, refuse to play. After witnessing Crewe's temerity during a one-on-one basketball game against Moss, one of the black inmates, Earl Meggett, decides to join the team as their running back. Later, after witnessing how Meggett is intimidated by racial attacks by the guards, Deacon and his gang join the team, thus improving the team's overall quality. Anyway, Hazen and the guards hinder Crewe's team in several ways, such as flooding the field, but they overcome the obstacles. Meanwhile, inmate Unger spies on the activities of the inmates and, after being pressured by the guards, rigs Crewe's radio with an explosive. Caretaker unknowingly enters the cell to give a photo gift to Crewe, but is killed when he tries to turn the dial on the radio. On game day, the inmates are revitalized in the wake of Caretaker's murder when they find he used his connections to his cousin at Reebok to supply the inmates with quality uniforms and gear with the team name Mean Machine. Crewe deals with some difficulty getting the inmates to focus on winning the game rather than assaulting the guards during open play, stating that a loss to them would be a far bigger mark of shame to the guards than any physical brutality they could inflict. Though the guards take an early lead, even having the referees call bogus penalties on them, which Crew resolves by throwing the ball twice into the referee's genitals to send them a message to rule fairly. By the end of the first half, the Mean Machine ties the game. Now for the final act and the ending, well, the rest. You know procedure. You better stop this video right now. You got 5 seconds right now. You know the rest of what to do, okay? So if you've seen this movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. During halftime, Hazen threatens to implicate Crew in Caretaker's murder and increases prison sentence to 25 years unless Crew purposely throws the game. During the opening of the second half, Crew deliberately throws the game and abandons his teammates despite their efforts to catch up in scoring. After earning a 3-touchdown lead on the Mean Machines, the guards brutally injure the inmates, spurring Crew to re-enter the field. The inmates initially refuse to help him, allowing him to be sacked twice. But on 4th and long, Crew completes a first down on his own. Crew confesses that he threw the game that got him cut from the NFL to cover debts he owed to worse people. Informing the team of Hazen's threats, he declares that he would stay with the inmates rather than betray Caretaker's memory. The Mean Machines rally behind Crew with a decisive 2-point conversion. They win the game by a 1-point margin. Nar congratulates Crew for his victory and promises that he'll vouch for him against any implication for Caretaker's murder. He's subsequently admonished by Hazen for losing a fixed game and notices that Crew is heading towards the exit, eagerly implying Crew is trying to escape. Hazen orders that Crew be shot. Nar hesitates and at the last moment realizes that Crew is only picking up the game football. Crew returns it to Hazen, telling him to stick in your trophy case. Deacon and Bal then dump Gatorade on Hazen, while Crew and Scarborough go to get information on where Unger is so that psychotic inmate Swatowski can deal with him. End of story. So, what did I think of The Longest Yard? Well, I saw this before the original, and I'm going to say I do think it's a guilty pleasure and what have you. I absolutely did get some good laughs from it, and it's really funny. Upon its release, the film did pretty well, making 191 million worldwide on its $82 million budget. It did open pretty strong with 47 million, which was the largest of Sandler's career and only second to The Day After Tomorrow, which was released a year prior as the largest opening by a movie that was not number one. It would also go on to be the highest grossing film to be produced by MTV Films. Yes, they co produced the film along with Happy Madison Productions, which was also the first film to introduce their logo. Until it was surpassed years by about 8 years later, well, actually 7.5 years later, with Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. The film's got mixed reviews, unlike the original. They say this yard has some laughs, but missing from this remake is the edginess of the original, says Rotten Tomatoes, who has a score 32. Metacritic has a score 48, and the audience's poll by CinemaScore gave the film an A-. Yeah, it does kind of miss the edginess of the original, since the MPA gave this a PG-13 rating and not an R rating like the original. However, Roger Ebert, in the critical minority with the title, gave it a thumbs up, defending it later in a Chicago Sun-Times review as a film that more or less achieves what most of the people attending it will expect. In the print review, he beseeches his readers to seek out a movie you could have an interesting conversation about, citing films not in wide release such as the Mean prequel to The Exorcist and Control, until finally encouraging his readers to drop any thought of seeing anything else instead, if they can see Crash. Anyway, this film is It's pretty good. Well, after seeing the original, though, I enjoyed that a little more. But nonetheless, it proved to be pretty good. Tay Castellucci, who's certainly no stranger to doing music in Adam Sandler films, does a good job with the score. It's absolutely really good, and it has a pretty big hit soundtrack, which reached number 11 on the Billboard 200 album chart. It featured a mixture of hip hop and rock music. Well, this actual film soundtrack, but the soundtrack itself only had music. Well, just the hip hop music itself, including songs by Nelly himself, Lil Wayne, T.I., and many others. Nelly performed two songs on here, and they actually made it on the Billboard charts: "Earth Time" and "Fly Away." They're both pretty good. Anyway, now for our cast. For the cons, we have Adam Sandler playing Paul Crew. Now he's good in my view, just about almost close to as good as Burt Reynolds was, as he played Coach Nate Scarborough. I've got to say he was pretty good, although he also appeared in the Dukes of Hazzard film later on that same year. But anyway, yeah, but I liked him in this performance a little bit, even though they have got nominated for a Razzie. But Chris Rock played the role of caretaker, and he's pretty good. Now, this was released just prior before his little show about his younger self, and Everybody Hates Chris premiered. Yeah, pretty good. Rapper Nelly plays Earl Megget, very good. David Patrick Kelly, Unger, very good. Tracy Morgan, dressed in drag as Miss Tucker. Let's see, there's also Michael Irvin, Terry Crews, who also would appear on Everybody Hates Chris. Um, Bill Goldberg. And there's many others. For guards, we have William Fichtner as Captain Naur. He's pretty good. Brian Bosworth, Kevin Nash, and Steve Austin, as in Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yep, they were all pretty good. We have James Cromwell playing the role of Hazen, who, of course, was originally played by A. Albert in the original. And Cloris Leachman played Lynette Gray. Yes, the receptionist, I do believe. Receptionist, secretary, Yeah. You get appearances from several others, including, well, actually, yeah, like football star Sean Salisbury and even the late great Ed Lowler, who actually played Captain Nar in the original version of The Longest Yard. Yes. So that's another one from the original film to appear in the movie. So anyway, the cast is pretty good in my view. So with everything said, the remake of The Longest Yard, well, it may miss the edginess of the original, but nevertheless, it still proves to be a pretty fun-filled film, and I think this is a pretty funny film. I mean, if you're into maybe another Sandler film like this, The Water Boy, I think you'll feel right at home with this one. So would I recommend The Longest Yard from 2005? I kind of would say sure, go ahead, or I'll give it a draw though. It'd be sure go ahead or give it a one-time watch. Only if you are a die-hard M Sandler fan, you never knew this was out there. So that's it. That's my verdict. Give it a one-time watch or sure go ahead. Anyway, what did you think of The Longest Yard remake from 2005? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel. Get them to know me. May they like to be a part of my Big D Nation. Share my vids with your friends if you like as well. And join me next time when I review Prince of Persia: Sands of Time for its anniversary. So if you like this, consider checking out my reviews for these other films. In the upper left hand corner is my review of the original version of The Longest Yard from 1974. Or go to the upper right hand corner and see my review of The Water Boy with Adam Sandler, of course, from 1998. Or go to the bottom left hand corner and see my review of another film Sandler did with director Peter Single in Anger Management from 2003. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.